The night had been unusually silent, the kind of silence that makes every small sound echo louder than it should. Nathan's boots struck the pavement with a steady rhythm until something broke that quiet, an unsettling glimmer of red on the ground. His steps halted. At first he thought it was just spilled paint or a trick of the dim alley light, but as he moved closer, the harsh reality hit him like a punch to the chest. Blood. Fresh, dark, and trailing toward a figure slumped against the cold brick wall. He froze, breath caught in his throat, as the shape of a woman came into focus. Her uniform was torn, her face pale, eyes flickering with the last bits of strength she had left. Officer Claire Donovan. A cop. Someone his world taught him to keep distance from, maybe even resent. But in that moment, all the labels disappeared. All he saw was a dying human being who barely clung to consciousness. Her eyes met his, filled not just with fear, but a fragile hope that someone, anyone, wouldn't walk away. And deep inside, something shifted in him, something he hadn't felt in years, the undeniable pull of compassion, refusing to let him turn his back when it mattered most. For a moment, Nathan just stood there, torn between everything he had been taught and everything his heart was suddenly urging him to do. Helping a police officer wasn't just frowned upon in his world, it could set off rumors, ignite tensions, even spark conflicts that wouldn't be easy to calm later. He knew exactly how it would look if anyone stumbled upon him kneeling beside her. A Hell's Angel hovering over an injured cop. No one would wait for explanations. They'd paint their own picture, and it wouldn't be a kind one. But then Claire's breath hitched, a fragile, broken sound that snapped him out of his hesitation. He couldn't just stand there debating consequences while her life slipped away with every drop of blood. His instincts took over. Nathan pulled off his leather vest, the one covered in patches that defined who he was to the outside world, and pressed it firmly against her wound. The warm rush of blood soaking into the material made his hands tremble, but he didn't stop. In that moment, the fear of being seen, the danger of misunderstandings, the weight of old rivalries, none of it mattered. Only her life did, and he refused to let it fade without a fight. As Nathan kept pressure on Claire's wound, something inside him cracked open in a way he wasn't prepared for. Her fading breaths, the panic flickering in her eyes, it all dragged him back to a night he had spent years trying to bury. His sister Emily, lying on the side of a deserted road, bleeding, frightened, calling out for help that came too late. He remembered kneeling beside her, helpless, promising she'd be okay even when he knew she wouldn't be. That same helplessness now echoed through Claire's trembling body, and the memory hit him with such force that his throat tightened. He had sworn to himself long ago that life had already taken too much from him, that he'd grown too cold to feel anything deeply again. But here he was, heart pounding, fighting for a stranger because he couldn't bear to watch another life slip between his fingers. It didn't matter that she wore a badge or that he wore ink and leather that marked him as an enemy in her world. In that moment, she wasn't a cop, she was someone's daughter, someone's friend, someone who deserved a chance Emily never got. And he wasn't about to let history repeat itself. Nathan could feel her slipping, the shallow rise and fall of her chest becoming less certain with each passing second. Panic pulsed through him, sharper than anything he'd felt in years, and he knew standing still wasn't an option anymore. Waiting for an ambulance was a gamble he couldn't take, not out here, not with how much blood she'd already lost. He gathered her gently, shocked by how light she felt in his arms, and lifted her as if she were something fragile that could break with the slightest mishandling. Her head rested against his shoulder, warm blood tracing down his arm, and the weight of responsibility settled over him like a storm. He moved quickly, boots pounding against the pavement as he made for his bike parked a block away. Every shadow on the street suddenly felt like a threat, every second like a countdown. He secured her against him as carefully as he could, whispering reassurances she probably couldn't even hear. Then he revved the engine, the roar slicing through the night as he shot forward. The wind whipped against them, the city lights becoming streaks of color as he pushed the bike harder than he ever had, clinging to one desperate hope, that he could outrun death long enough to save her life. When Nathan burst through the hospital doors with Claire in his arms, the room seemed to freeze for a heartbeat. Nurses gasped, a few officers nearby tensed instantly, and whispers rippled through the hallway like sparks catching dry grass. A biker, tattooed, blood-covered, breathless, carrying an unconscious police officer wasn't exactly a sight people knew how to process. Some eyes narrowed with suspicion, others with confusion, but Nathan didn't care. He just wanted someone, anyone, to take her from him and keep her alive. The medical team rushed her away, their urgency confirming just how close she had been to the edge. Nathan stood there, hands stained, chest heaving, feeling more exposed than he had in years. Officers began to gather, their questions sharp, their expressions guarded. But as time passed, and as they noticed the soaked vest, the trembling in his hands, the exhaustion etched across his face, the doubt in their eyes slowly shifted. When the surgeon finally approached, the hallway held its breath. The doctor's words cut through everything. Claire would have died without immediate intervention, without him. And in that moment, suspicion faded, respect took its place, and Nathan realized he had done something none of them expected. A man branded as an outlaw had become the reason a life was saved. When Claire finally opened her eyes days later, still bruised and bandaged but undeniably alive, the first thing she asked for was the man who had carried her out of the alley and refused to let her die. Nathan stepped into her room quietly, suddenly unsure of himself in a way that felt almost unfamiliar. He expected anger, suspicion, maybe even fear, but instead she reached out with a trembling hand and took his, her eyes soft with a gratitude that cut straight through every wall he'd built over the years. There was no dramatic speech between them, no perfect words, just a shared understanding that something irreversible had happened. A line had been crossed, not one of law, but one of humanity. Their worlds had always been divided by assumptions, uniform versus leather, badge versus patch, yet here they were, connected by the simple truth that one human being had refused to abandon another. In the days that followed, the story spread through the department. Officers who once saw only a threat in Nathan now saw the man beneath the ink and reputation. The department honored him quietly, respectfully, and he stood there unsure how to accept praise he never sought. And as Claire prepared to return to duty, both of them carried something new, a silent promise that people are more than the roles they're assigned, and sometimes one moment is all it takes to rewrite the way two worlds see each other.